A warm welcome to Driving Change in Our Cities, the Integrated Investment Priorities Plan for Perth and Peel 2015 to 2050. And what a great turnout. We're here to bring a coherent and coordinated approach and vision for the future economy of Perth.
Perth used to grow at about 24,000 people per year. Last year, 68. 23,000 is the long-term average. Last year was 68. You're on a different planet. In some ways, it's West Australians' own fault. You love lifestyle, you love suburbia, you love your cars, and you've created very vast, extensive cities. But because they're so thinly populated, it means that you can't get enough tax out of the existing population base to deliver the roads, the infrastructure, whatever is required to make the city efficient.
If we need more public transport, we need to hold governments to account to deliver more public transport for us. And if we need to pay more in our taxes to fund public transport, we have to be accepting of that.
That means user pays, it means congestion taxes, it means making sure that we're funding the infrastructure that we really want to pay for.
And I think it's time that Western Australia's made the case about nation building and about the sort of place and nation building place that Perth can be, should be.
It's about actually making a stake in the ground about where we want to be and what we want to achieve. The bottom line is we have to be fiercely competitive. It has to be about brand Perth.
The city's absolutely got to come together. This is what people are buying. They're coming here to study, they're coming here to work, they're coming here to have a holiday, and we've got to provide one experience, and that really takes collaboration and a strong sense of who we are.
Every Australian city will struggle under pressures of growth, but the city that will struggle most is Perth. Well, what you do is in fact densify the city. Perth has 2 million people today. By 2050 it will have 4 million people. What you shouldn't do is add another Perth on the edge of the existing Perth. So you should densify. You simply do not have the critical mass in that 5k radius that every other major city on the Australian continent has. You will not have that inner city urban hipster environment that you get in Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane. Not for another generation. Not until that densifies to double. This is going to be very challenging for Perth people because they don't like density. Density is all well and good for those eastern seaboarders like Melbourne and Sydney, but we don't do density here. Well, either you do density or you pay a bucket load more tax to build more roads and freeways in order to build effectively another Perth alongside your existing Perth.
The reality is we actually have policy settings that suited Perth 10, 15, 20 years ago in terms of how we go about our development. We need to actually change some of those things around.
The first thing from my perspective is it really needs to have that clarity of vision. Without that, it is just so difficult to move forward. What we need to hear from our politicians is a much clearer vision.
Why are we letting certain developers continue to fell greenfield bush to create blocks at those weird and wonderful locations when we do all agree in these rooms that we want more urban infill, but all we do is talk about it. We don't seem to be really making policy changes at a state government level to actually stop that continual sprawl. We've got to get past the point of just talking about it and having policy settings that reflect it.
And something's got to change around here is my sort of prevailing message to you. Business as usual won't cut it. It is now time for us to be much more coordinated and cohesive as a community about the decisions that we make going forward, because it will impact on future generations.
Perth's in a really fantastically unique position at the moment. It's a 40,000-year-old landscape and people, but the city's not even 200 years old. So in terms of where we sit in that spectrum, in that sort of adolescence as a city, it's a fantastic opportunity right now to get that right. Learn from other cities around the world, ones that have done it well, ones that haven't done it well, and really jump on that and use it to our benefit.
Roads, public transport, these are the days for a modern city. Density is something we need. We can't keep sprawling up and down the coast as much as we can. We need good telecommunications infrastructure. There's still parts of the city where you can see the towers and you still can't get broadband. We need to have the good, tight stuff which actually helps people work and live and grow together. For the first time, I've actually seen 3 levels of government talking seriously about the same topic and starting to put some money and some cash in, and I feel excited about it, and it's a great time to be doing a project like this.